Hello, my name is Magisto Costello, or female teacher Costello, and I'm here to talk about Prima Latina Lesson 12, or the preposition unit. Prepositions are very important to learn in Latin, and they are very important when we learn a certain case in the future, not in this book, but in the future with the ablative case. Now, for our practical Latin, we have quo vadis or quo vadis, technically in the classical Latin, but quo vadis would be the ecclesiastical Latin, and it's where are you going? This is a term that's used for like, what's up, or what are you doing? What's going on? Quo vadis. It's very practical Latin and extremely conversational Latin too. They would use it as a conversational Latin in ancient Rome as kind of like our, what's up, what's going on? 4 lesson prepositions. Prepositions are words that show a relationship between two words, right? It helps to think of prepositions as words that show the location or position of something. I think it is easy to remember because the word position is in preposition. This is what the book says. Preposition are the relationship between where a noun is. Where is this noun? Is it above, between, below? Is it with? I like to say, well, where is it? Where is it? Yes, so the question for prepositions are where? The 5 Latin prepositions we're learning in this lesson are inter, which is between, sub, which is under. We have supra, which is above. We have ex, which is out of. We have contra, which is against. We'll continue on with our Latin prayers, which is the table blessing. Last week we learned Benedict Domine Nos, which is bless us, O Lord. In this lesson we learn and these thy gifts, which is in English. So the Latin is Benedict Domine Nos et haec tua dona. Ready? Benedict Domine Nos et haec tua dona. Maybe a little slower. Benedict Domine Nos et haec tua dona. And the last little section is derivatives. Now, when I teach this lesson to children, I usually have them underline the Latin stem. For example, we have interrupt for our first one. I would have them underline inter. This is just a great skill for kids to learn, and it's a very quick thing for them to do because it's a great skill for them to recognize the Latin root words in English words as they go on in their academic journey. So we have our derivatives, which are interrupt, intermediate, which are go with inter. We have submarine, we have subway, and which are that go with sub. I love the word submarine because it literally means under the sea. Marine is the Latin word for sea. So we have submarine, so under the sea, which is what a submarine is. We have superb, which you would underline the SUPER there. That would be the Latin stem there, which is above average. We have exit and extraordinary. I love this word ex because you use it as the same connotation in English even now. Ex would be out of, it means out of. So anything that has to do with ex would be out of here. So extraordinary would be out of the normal, out of even superb, it's extraordinary. And then exit would be out of the door. We have contrary and contrast, which means against. This is kind of like your fighting words, contrary. If you have a contrary attitude, your attitude is against the other person, or contrast, which is a a way to see the picture with contrasting colors. For the exercises for lesson 12, we have some review questions for lesson 12, 1 through 3 and 4. A derivative for the answer for number 4 is a very hard word for kids to spell. You could have them take it slow, or you could just say, hey, we'll just get it along the way, try to correct it as much as possible. And then for your lesson 12 exercises, you would use those prepositional words in a sentence, which will also take quite a long time. So this is a longer lesson because they have to think about a sentence. So for number 1, you would say, the table is under the roof. It could be anything. Translate. This is what we typically do every lesson, is translate. Then you're speaking Latin lesson, and write and learn. For fun practice, you will need additional piece of paper to draw a picture of a school scene. But that is your lesson. If you have an advanced student, you can also include that prepositions need an object of the preposition. So you can't just have a preposition. You can't say the table between what? Between the door and the hallway, the table. You have to have an object of the preposition. You cannot just have a preposition if you want to talk about more advanced grammar with your student. That is it for lesson 12. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.